All right, so we're going to begin in a reverse mountain pose. So you're going to take either your block or roll your blanket up in kind of a little stout Tootsie Roll. And you're going to put the block kind of like you would do a bridge right here. And then one leg, maybe both legs, but if that feels like too much on your lower back, just start with one, and I'll let you know when to switch. So finding your reverse mountain. All right, Kane and Susan, since you're just joining us, if you've got like a Mexican blanket or a block or two to have, we're starting in reverse mountain. So you're gonna lift your hips up, put either the block or a pretty stout kind of Tootsie Roll shape with your blanket underneath your sacrum, and either one leg extended or both legs extended. And both legs might be a little much to start with, so you can just start with one. Good. See if you can bring your shoulders down away from your ears. Soften down through your eyes. And if you feel super sleepy this morning, just leave a little bit of your eyes open. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. In through your nose and out through your mouth to begin. Without any sense of hurry or rush. Just a sense of breath in and out. Also sensing if this morning's breath for you is more in your chest, your diaphragm, or your stomach. And there is no wrong answer, you just notice what it is. Try to let the weight of your sacrum be very held by either your block or your little Tootsie Roll of a blanket. And you don't want it on your lower back. Make sure it's lower than that, just a little bit, maybe a centimeter lower than the top of your pants or your shorts. And then if you'd like to open your eyes, you're welcome to. Whatever leg is straight, bring it a little bit more to the center. And you're going to take your bent knee under a little bit into a figure four. Now, if you start to let your knee come down and it just feels like too much, use a little bit of muscular energy to keep your knee lifted. So your ankle of your bent knee is kind of under your straight knee. For me, it's the right knee. Slowly out to the side. And we're not going to be here for long, so just a couple breaths in and out. Try not to go fully passive here. Use a little bit of quad, hamstring, and glute muscle energy so you don't fully drop into laxity in your hip. One more breath in. Exhale, bring that bent knee up, foot flat to the floor, and then hug your knee up and in towards your chest. And push your straight leg foot a little farther forward. So just energy out through the straight leg heel. You should feel it in the front of your left hip at your hip flexor. Maybe you feel it just a little, maybe you feel it quite a lot, or somewhere in between. Good, breathe in. Exhale, let go of your bent knee. Foot can go flat, and then switch legs. We're gonna spend some time here on your other side. If you were in both legs, reverse mountain, you can go there. If at any point this block or blanket feels like too much, you're welcome to remove it, come down, and just do the same thing without the block or blanket. You can also lower the block to its lowest height, the widest rectangle. Re-wiggling your shoulders down from your ears, the back of your head into the floor, pretty snug. Eyes closing down, maybe just a little sliver open. And the breath moves pretty easily in your nose and out your mouth. You might even feel a heaviness in your upper body, your shoulders, your arms. A little bit of a sinking feeling of your upper back into the floor. Sensing again where your breath is most prominent. Belly, middle ribs, your diaphragm, or your upper chest. Just a few more rounds of inhale and exhale. Maybe making the breath a little bigger, a little bit longer. It can even be slightly louder. And then as you're ready, letting your eyes open up, straight leg a little bit more to center. And again, other leg, taking your opposite ankle under your straight knee and letting your hip externally rotate. Still holding a little bit of active energy so you don't just completely dump your knee to the side. And see if the story is a little bit different right to left today. And again, you can do this completely supine on your back, full back on the floor, no props. One more breath in. Exhale, taking your knee up towards the ceiling, and then picking your foot up, hugging your knee towards your armpit, and then pressing out through your front heel. So reach, reach, reach. Feeling now your other hip flexor. So you're making this very slight arch shape from your shoulders down towards your ankle. And that's why it might feel a little bit more intense on the front of your right hip. Making sure your ankles are awake, you can just move them around a little bit. One more breath in. Exhale, release your foot, bring both knees to bend, just so you have equal footing to lift your hips up, remove your props, come all the way with your spine so you're in that supine position on the ground. Both knees lift up, hug them out towards your armpits and rock side to side. Good, as you come back to center after rocking, hands on your kneecaps. Knees can go a little wider, and I want you to take just your right knee in a counterclockwise position. So move it counterclockwise, just your right knee. Right foot relaxed, counterclockwise. Good, let your right knee still. Take your left knee clockwise. You should feel this in the socket of your hip. We're starting to get a little bit of the juices flowing, right? It's called your synovial fluid. One more time with your left knee. Good, now take your right knee clockwise. Clockwise right knee. You might start to feel some warm sensations happening inside your hip. If it ever feels like too much and you need a break, Just let both feet come down and breathe. Good, right knee to center. Now left knee counterclockwise. Just your left knee. Yep, hand still on your kneecap, counterclockwise. One more time with your left knee. And then let's all take a break. Feet down, as wide as the mat. Knock your inner knees together. And just take a rest. Breath in, breath out. Notice the temperature you feel in or around your hips. Pull your shoulders down from your ears so your elbows walk a little closer towards your feet. One more breath in. Exhale, separate your knees. Pick your feet back up into that on your back child's pose position. And you're all very smart people, but I know it's very early. We're gonna do this. Your right knee, start it counterclockwise as your left knee goes clockwise. So both knees at the same time, right knee is counterclockwise, left knee is clockwise. And they can be small circles. If your hips feel pretty tight and sticky this morning, circles can be tiny, like the size of a tennis ball. If you want a little more, softball, soccer ball, your choice. So left knee is clockwise, right knee counterclockwise. Good, bring both of your knees to center. Here's the fun part. Right knee clockwise, left knee counterclockwise. As small, as medium, or as big of circles as you'd like. Good, right knee clockwise, left knee counterclockwise. Good, one more. And then bring it to center, feet down. This time stretch your legs out. Give your hip flexors a rest. Shavasana for a moment. Just let that warming energy radiate down towards your feet and up towards your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Take your right hand to your lower belly or your stomach, left hand up towards your heart. A little 3-part breath. Breathe into your right hand, diaphragm, left hand, exhale. Breathe into your right hand, diaphragm, left hand, exhale. So it should feel like a wave from your bottom hand to your top hand, and then getting the air slowly out. Just finding a little bit more equalizing breath through all 3 areas of your torso. It can be 3 slow sips of your inhale, or just 1 really extended inhale. Take 1 more. And then bring both of your hands towards your lower ribs, where your diaphragm is. Doing the same breath, but now your hands are just on that middle spot. You still breathe belly, hands, collarbones, exhale. Belly, hands, upper chest, exhale. Try to keep the rest of your body soft as you breathe. Still, Dirga breath, 3 parts. If you'd like to add a little bit of pause between your inhale and exhale, just find that very slight, soft retention of your breath. And then exhale. Last 2 rounds. When you're done, arms over your head, long full body stretch. Legs come closer together, reach, 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 reach. Pick your non-dominant knee up, foot flexed, and then you're going to use that foot pushing forward, rounding up. We are going to come back to lay on our sides, but I want you to have a block, or it could literally be a book or just something with a flat surface, because you're going to set one leg, and you can watch me first. So you're going to come onto your side. Let's all start on our right side. You're going to pick your right knee forward and your left leg, depending on how long your leg is, the big toe side of your left foot is going to be on that support. So 90 degrees with your right knee, left leg out. And you can either support your head with your hand, or you can support your head by laying down with your head on your upper arm. Whichever one feels better for your neck. Good, don't go to sleep on me out there. Lift your left foot up a little bit off the prop so it's pretty much in line with your hip. And you're just gonna go about 15 degrees forward, center, and then 15 degrees back. And again, it can be in more of a stopping motion, or it can be fluid forward and back. Forward and back. You can use your left hand in front of you for support. You just gently rock your leg forward and back. You can start to go a little bit more flexing your foot or pointing your foot, stretching your shin. Again, we're just gonna work that hip mobility in all directions. One more forward and back. And then set the big toe side of your foot or your ankle, whatever's closest, down on that prop. You're gonna keep your right knee down on the floor, but lift your right foot and lower. Up and lower, yeah. Try not to sit, I know it's easy to sickle your foot. It makes it feel like you're moving a little more. Then you try to keep your right ankle flexed, so you're just lifting and lowering. Nice, everybody. Just a little different movement. Up and down, working your hip in a different way. Good. Now the next time your right foot is up, hold it there. Lift your left leg up. Again, you're all very smart people, I know this. As your right foot goes down, your left leg comes forward. As your left leg goes back, your right foot comes up. Just like that, yep. So one foot up, one leg back, right foot down, left leg forward. You got it, nice everybody. Everyone must have had their coffee this morning, yay. It's a little bit of that, right? You'll find that this morning we're doing a lot of that like rub your belly, pat your head sensation. Good for body, good for brain. Take 2 more. Last one, hold your leg back, right foot up. Flex your feet a little bit more. Notice if you're sickling any through your foot. We're just gonna hold it for 3, 2, 1. Set your right foot down, stack your left knee on top of your right. And then you're just gonna open up into a spinal twist. So it's nice to take your right hand, scoot a little bit more towards your right shoulder, and then open up into a twist. Big breath out. You can still keep that sensation of your 3-part breath. From the lowest belly to the highest part of your chest. One more breath in. Finish with your exhale. And you've got two options. You can roll simply onto your other side, but you might be facing away from the screen, which might be difficult. You can roll onto your right side and just do a little press up and switch, moving your prop to the other end of your mat. So you've got enough room for your right foot as you pull your left knee forward. So scoot it away, give yourself enough space, set it up on the second side. And same deal, start to lift into your right foot. It doesn't, right, we're not doing a cheerleader kick over here, just in line with your hip level-wise. You're gonna take it forward and back. Right, so we're just moving in that forward and back plane. Because our hips have a lot of mobility, even though sometimes they don't feel like they do. Nice job using your front hand. Right hand is your support. You can start to go a little bit more forward, a little bit more back. Relax your jaw. Just a few more forward and back. So you can feel your hip flexor open as your leg is back and feel it slightly contract as your leg moves forward. Last one, forward and back. And then find center, set either the big toe side of your foot or your ankle down. And then keep your left knee, especially that outer edge, down on the floor. And you're just gonna pick your foot up. Up and down. Up and down. And you might observe how similar or how different your hips are in this different plane and movement motion-wise. Up and down. Again, try to have a flex, or you can point your foot. Just some activity in your ankle. Last two. And then as you pick it up, hold it. Pick up your right leg. Again, doesn't need to be super high. As your left foot goes down, your right leg comes forward. As your right leg goes back, your left foot goes up. Yeah. A little easier on this side because your body and your brain know what to do. Notice if you forgot to breathe during all of this. Good, active ankles, flexed or pointed, your call. And notice if you always flex, what it's like to point your feet and do this. Try to keep your right leg at a level height. Last 2 to 3. Good, you're gonna hold it, right leg back, left foot up, flex or pointed, your call. It's okay to feel a little bit of heat inside or around your hips. Breathe in. Exhale, set your left foot down, bend your right knee, stack it on top. And it's nice to take, again, your left arm forward, a little bit of a reach before you open up and find your twist. Big exhale. Slow inhale. Maybe take a few breaths with that 3-part thought. One more. From your side, roll all the way onto your belly, going right into some cobras. Start smaller, up on your in-breath, down on your out-breath. Light in your palms, big in your breath. And I know everyone knows what cobra is. So really keep your gaze down. You can even touch the back of your neck to see if it's smooth. If you've made any creases in your neck, it means your chin is jutting out a little too far forward. Maybe it starts to feel natural to lift one leg as you lift your chest, and then to lower down. Again, too high too quickly isn't going to do you any good, so start small. So cobra with one leg lifting, exhale down. Maybe both legs, but notice you might not want to go as high to start. Exhale down, inhale up. Take one more, and then come down. Reach your arms out to a T, fingertips to the floor, just your upper body and your arms lift on an inhale, down on an exhale. Now you have a little bit more physical weight to lift up because your arms are out by your sides in this airplane position. So again, start in a smaller amount of lift rather than going too high, too fast. One more up and hold. Reach your fingers out in opposite directions. And then reach your arms down by your sides so your palms touch your thighs. Squeeze your shoulders back. Still keep the back of your neck smooth. Feel a little engagement in your triceps. Reach, 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 reach. Fingers wiggle back a little farther on your legs. One more breath in. Exhale, come down one side of your face to the floor and rest. Bend your knees, flex your ankles. Only about halfway windshield wipers side to side. Good, now point your feet, windshield wipers. Come back to center, extend your legs. This time flip your palms on the ground. Walk your fingers a little closer towards your heels. Squeeze your shoulders, lift your chest. So your hands and your hips are down on the ground. Start to lightly lift your legs. Unlock your jaw, happy jaw. Wiggle your toes. So your brain still remembers that you're reaching back through your toes and forward through your crown. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Hands under your armpits, tabletop, neutral spine. Good, at least for 2 breaths. And then move as you please. If you want to go cat-cow, if you want to go side-side, hip circles, move as you please. Come back to center. Set yourself up into an upward dog. So wrists, elbows, shoulders, same vertical line. Hips go down. So the only 2 things on the floor are the tops of your feet and the palms of your hands. If this feels like too much, please come back to cobra where we just were. I want you to squeeze your inner calves towards one another. You might feel your bum squeeze towards the center, towards your tailbone. One more breath in. Exhale, downward dog. Hips up and back. Big sigh, everybody. Just let yourself enjoy your first downward dog. Can be wider. Could be a touch longer, a touch narrower. Bring your right foot to center. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg up in the air. Bend at your knee, and then open your your left knee up towards the ceiling. So your inner thighs are in opposite ways. Yep. Try to point your shoulders straight down to the mat, your armpits as well. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Point your big toe and hip down to the floor. Breathe in. Exhale, one time only, curl in, stay in downward dog. Don't go into a plank. Your knee towards your nose, so you're getting a cat back. Good, more downward dog than plank, so some of us need to shift back. Yeah, shift your behind back. Breathe in. Exhale, left foot down. Right leg up, three-legged dog. Breathe in. Exhale again, lift onto the ball of your left foot. Curl your right knee in towards your chest. Stay in downward dog. Nice, everybody. You might even need to press your chest a little bit more towards your left side. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale, feel your left heel come a little closer to the floor. Right knee up towards the ceiling, so you're in that bend and open shape. Bend and open. Yeah, shoulders, armpits down to the floor. One more breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, straighten your leg, point your right hip, big toe to the floor. Both feet down, child's pose, wide or narrow. Support your head. I know everyone's got a prop near, so keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine using your prop. Giving your hips another break. Breath in and out. Let your palms face up towards the ceiling so your wrists get some relaxation and support here. Good. When you're ready, inhale, tabletop. Right foot up to the top of the mat, taking a high lunge but leaning forward in your torso. Good. Pretty light in your hands. Really try and take your left hip a little bit more forward so your hips are pointing towards that top short edge of your mat. And then inhale, straighten your front leg about 90% of the way. Go a little higher on the ball of your left foot. Breathe in. Exhale, right knee atop your ankle, bend your knee. Good, again, inhale about 90% straight with your front leg. Exhale to bend. Two more times, inhale, 90%. Exhale, knee atop your ankle. One more. Good, come up all the way into your Anjaneyasana high lunge. Wider V with your arms, so your chest can lift up a little bit more. Now, again, inhale, straighten your front leg 90% of the way. Exhale, high lunge. Two more on your own. Hands to your hips. Spin your back heel down, warrior two. And just start to shift a little bit more to point your shoulders and hips towards your right knee and then open to the front. So just a little bit. Nothing yanking, so you're just moving a little bit through your hips. And then one more time to the center. Straighten your bent knee, and you're going to switch to the other side. So leaning forward, high runner's lunge. Left side. 45 degrees with your back. Lift into your back knee. Lighten the push on your hands. And then inhale, straighten your left leg 90%. Exhale, find the stack of your knee and your ankle. Inhale, straighten. Feel your hips lift a little. Exhale, bend. Try to point your right hip a little bit more towards that top. Now it's the back short edge of your mat. Couple more, straighten and bend. Take two more on your own. Try to keep that right hip pointed forward as best as you can. And then once you're done, come up into your high runner's lunge, arms out, making a V, chest up. Same thing, about 5 times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lunge. Try to keep your shoulders stacked right above your hips. If it does aggravate your lower back, you can always lean forward to take that pressure out. Good, last 2. And then when you're ready, hands come down to frame your front foot, step back to downward dog, and you can move through a high plank to a low plank, to an up dog, or not. So a little partial sun salutation if you'd like, or stilling yourself in downward dog, or finding a child's pose. Good, 3 breaths here. One more. Exhale, knees down, knees together. If you have really long arms, my suggestion is going to be to come onto your elbows for this. Just because otherwise, if you're high up and you've got longer arms, it's kind of easy to go into a cow position. Take your right knee out to the side like a dog on a fire hydrant. And then exhale, bring it down. Left side, bring it up. Bring it down. So just keep going one leg at a time, side to side. You'll feel the weight shift either hand to hand or elbow to elbow. Right? And it might feel ever so slightly fiery here. Using more of our glute med muscles. So one leg up and down. Yeah, if it feels like you could take a little bit more on, you can start with a straight leg, lift, and lower. It's going to be more weight because your leg is straight, up and down. So if you're going with a straight leg, maybe do 3 to 4 on each side before you switch. Straight leg doesn't mean better for you necessarily. Again, we're not going for any kind of like rocket height with the leg. Just go to the point where you're like, oh yeah, that's enough, and then down. Last 1 to 2. Good. And then eventually coming back to center. Again, a little freedom, move as you please, side to side, hip circles, cat-cow, a little bit of everything. And then working your way into downward dog on an exhale, your exhale. Wide hands is nice for your upper back. Wide feet is nice for your lower back. Everyone, a little more bend in your knees. Good, looking between your feet. Or if you want a little bit extra stretch on the back of your neck, start to curl in and look up towards your belly button. Just a little flexion in your neck. And then inhale, relax that. You can take it again, curling your chin like you're trying to look at your belly button. And then relax your neck. One more. Good, breathe in. Exhale, bring your knees down. Sit to one side. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this is not easy what we're gonna do next. Who remembers last week when we did the like pizza arm shoulders? Raise your hand if you remember that. Remember that? Or we've done it in class before. So we're essentially gonna do that with our hips. You're gonna need to clear your space side to side. When I first saw this, where I saw it from, they actually were balancing a shoe on their foot, and that is really hard, right? It's literally like you're trying to not drop the pizza. We're not gonna do it with a shoe or a block unless you're really jonesing for it. You're welcome to do that. So you're gonna start with your right leg up, and essentially you wanna keep, as if you have an imaginary pizza, on the sole of your right foot up. So the sole of your right foot you want up at the ceiling the whole time. Now you're gonna bend your left knee out to the side like a half butterfly. You're gonna start to lean over onto your left side, start to bend into your right knee, and you're gonna point your right knee behind you, keeping your foot, so you end up on your belly with the sole of your foot up to the ceiling. I know. There you go. Or you meet us here. Now you're gonna lean onto your right side. You have to step your left foot over. So your right foot, kind of like we did that side shape earlier, right foot up to the ceiling. You're gonna obviously roll off your mat and end up where you started, right leg up to the ceiling. I love it. I see legs going all over the place. It's great. Now, we're gonna try it again on this side. So wiggle back onto your mat. And again, you're gonna have to move your left leg out of the way in order to do this. So left leg out to a half butterfly. Lean onto your left side, start to bend into your right knee. Take your right knee back. Come all the way onto your belly till your right thigh comes to the ground. Yeah. Yep. So you're on your belly, right thigh on the ground, right foot up, beautiful. Start to lean to the right, get your left leg out of the way, so step it behind you. Right sole foot up to the ceiling, roll onto your back. You're ending where you began, good job. Right foot down, wiggle onto your mat, and we're gonna do it 2 times. You did really great with that. 2 times with your left side. Left leg up. Again, just aiming to have the sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling the whole time. Right knee out into butterfly. Right arm over your head. So you gotta start to bend into your knee as you lean onto your right side. Take your knee behind you. Ending with your right thigh, your left thigh on the floor. Now, as you start to lean, let me think about this. Lean onto your left side. Step your right foot behind you. Keep your left sole of the foot up until you come all the way on your back. Leg up. Yeah, nice. All right, one more time. Here we go. Left leg up. Right knee into butterfly. Right arm overhead, coming onto your belly as you bend your knee to keep the sole of your left foot up. Nice. I'm just scooting so you guys can still see. Now, left arm, so you're gonna lean to your left side as you step your right foot behind you. Slowly sole the foot, try not to drop the pizza. Nice. All right, if you liked that, your homework would be to do that again, either with a shoe on your foot or a block. Now, I have cork blocks here. I would suggest doing it with a foam block because if the cork block falls, it's probably not going to feel so great on your body. So if you liked that, you're going to try that as homework just for funsies with either a shoe or a light block. All right, good job, everybody. Wiggle onto your back, onto the mat. Toes turned out wide, wide bridge. Arms by your side, inhale, lift up. Interlace your fingers underneath you. Walk your upper arms together. And now we're going back to a little bit of glute activation to help support your hips, right? Because our main aim today is mobility, but we don't want to neglect stability. Squeeze your glutes towards your tailbone. And you'll feel that when you squeeze your bum, your hip flexors get to relax. Couple more breaths in and out. If wide turned out bridge doesn't feel great for you today, go to that number 11 parallel feet bridge. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands, your upper arms, and peel, peel, peel down. Good. Constructive rest. Tap your inner knees together. Let your sacrum rest. Breathe in. Exhale. Good. Separate your knees. Take both legs up towards the ceiling. So some of you have done this in class with me before. It's called the sprinkler eagle legs. So you start with your right thigh wrapped on top of your left like you would an eagle. You take your legs to any amount of a V shape and then switch left thigh on top of right. So you can start with a narrow V, right? Being nice to your hips. If you immediately start to get clicking noises in your hips, I'm going to ask you to keep that V really small or even keep your legs together. If you want a little bit more range, you take it out a little wider and cross. Doesn't need to go quick. So you can come into a wide V on your back and then switch the wrap of your thighs. Come back to your breath with this. So you can inhale, take it into your V. Exhale, wrap your thighs. And again, you might feel a lot of heat. So feel free to take a break at any point. Just feet down, pausing for your hip flexor's sake, your hip socket's sake. Good, just a few more, side to side, hip to hip. Go ahead and find where you end evenly. And then you'll work both feet down to the floor, preparing for pigeon on your back. If you're, as always, if you're jonesing for forward folding pigeon, you're welcome to come do that. Otherwise, cross your right ankle up and over your left thigh. Pick up your left foot, interlace your fingers behind your left hamstring, and just gently exhale, hug it in. Inhale, back it away. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, soften a bit. So doing this a few times. Again, it's basically like you're knocking at the door of your glutes saying, hey, I'm here, we're happening. And then if you'd like to exhale, keep your legs a little closer, you're welcome to. Maybe a little rock side to side. A little rock side to side. Active ankles pointed or flexed. Good, come to still and center. One more exhale, just a touch closer to your chest. And slowly release both feet down, pause. Let some blood come back into your hip flexors especially. And then other side, left ankle or forward folding pigeon. Lift your right foot up, maybe interlace your fingers with the opposite index finger and switch the cross of your thumbs. Exhale a little closer, inhale, back it off. Exhale a little closer, inhale, back it off. So do that at least 5 more times. Right? Just like you wouldn't want someone to barge into your house immediately. It would be nice if they signaled, like, I'm gonna knock, I'm here, before coming right on in. When you do feel ready, hugging that left shin a little closer in, holding it there, maybe changing your feet and your ankles. Big breath out, rock side to side. Side to side. Just because you might tap into a little bit of that side space a little more, that outer edge of your left hip. Side to side, and then come to center. Just 3 more breaths, maybe a touch closer. Only if that feels right for your body. One more breath in. Big exhale. Let go of your hands, your feet. And again, your choice. Move as you please. Windshield wiper legs. Butterfly on your back. Full spinal twist is an option. Just taking this last minute or so to move as you need. To feel well-rounded in your body. So if we didn't get to something, say your hamstrings, that your body's asking for, or if your neck feels tight, you can always interlace your fingers behind your head, do a little peel up and a little rock of your neck side to side. We didn't do a lot of twisting today, so if your spine feels a little stiff in general, you might want to take that twist one more time side to side with your knees stacked. Or if you know you're going to be at a desk for a good portion of today, maybe come back to where we began in that reverse mountain pose. One leg or both legs to just really open up into the front of your hips that actually go down and become your quads. You got some time. Let out some breaths. Working your way towards traditional Shavasana. Feet falling away from each other, palms facing up. Wiggle for just a moment, settle in, kind of like you're melding your body into the ground. And exhale. A few minutes, complete stillness and quiet. You're more than welcome to stay in Shavasana, or with as little movements as possible, making your way towards a seated position. We're going to end with just a few minutes of meditation. Meditation is one option. Extended Shavasana is another. Both are excellent choices. If you are coming to a seat, elevate your sits bones. Rest your hands. Close your eyes, or you can leave that little sliver of light open. Find a couple breaths. Belly, diaphragm, and chest. Staying upright in your spine. You take just 2 more rounds. Your 3-part breath. And releasing the breath. Just simply sit. Notice anything that crosses your mind. And let it continue to cross as you simply sit and observe. You might observe the feelings of your breath, or awareness of any thoughts. Or just observing your own sense of calm. Lighten and lift your spine just a touch more. And if your eyes are closed, lightly open them so a little sliver of light comes in the bottom of your awareness. Bring your hands together at heart center. Let your eyes gently open a little bit more. And concentrate on your fingertips. Concluding with 3 breaths all together. Slowly in, fully out. One more. Take a moment to thank yourself for making this time this morning. Take a moment to mentally thank the other people on the screen with you. Thank you to each one of you for allowing me to guide you this morning. When you're ready, you can release your hands, lift your eyes to the screen. Thank you all so much. I hope you have just an easy Friday. I am going to be doing the meditation Julie and I are leading once a month, so that'll be Sunday, 7 to 7:30 p.m. The link was in the email we sent out last week. If you don't have it, no worries, just shoot me a text or an email or something and I'll send you the link if you want to come to that on Sunday. So thank you guys so much. Hope everyone has a relaxing weekend.
You too.
Thanks, Sally.
Bye.
Bye, Susan. Good to see you again. See you later, Duncan. Keep being in your zone.